Aw. Hi, everybody, and welcome. Thank you for coming. So today I'm going to talk about uncertainty. And we have that question, what is uncertainty? Well, to make it simple, if certainty is something we know, uncertainty is something we don't know. Uncertainty is an intrinsic characteristic of our human existence. It has been always there. It is timeless, and it is changeless. We can't fight it. However, our mind doesn't really like uncertainty. When the mind is confronted with the unknown, it can get scared and anxious. And a phenomenon can occur. It's what I call the monkey mind. So here on the slide, you can see a few monkeys. You can pick the favorite one, like the one you like the most. And these monkeys resemble what we call the monkey mind. Yeah? So when the monkey mind is activated, we are going to go into thinking from one potential negative scenario to the next in fear about what can go wrong. And the nature of the mind is to think. It's normal to think. That is neutral. The problem comes when we get in that endless trapping in our mind in a negative mindset. So the way we operate, the way we use our mind is going to affect our happiness. Now, the difference between our ancestors and us is that now we have access to a lot of information. We can go to the internet at any time, anywhere. We have books, we have movies, we have access to scientific discoveries. They didn't do that, they didn't have that. And this has been great. It has allowed us to do amazing things. But it's a lot of food for the brain. So when we get in fear and we don't know what is going to happen in the unknown, we can use all that information and we get worried and pondering and wondering in our minds. So uncertainty in itself doesn't create or destroy happiness, but the way we navigate the world, the way we navigate an uncertain, an unknown world is going to define the way we feel, how happy we feel. And here I have another slide. So in this slide, I want to show you something. So when the unknown, like the mind is confronted with unknown, we talk about that monkey mind, right? So if we are in that monkey mind, we produce negative thoughts. And those thoughts are going to be reflected in here, in the part that I call mind. And then we have the other part that I call heart, feelings. And these two are connected. They are constantly talking to each other, yeah, in a conversation that goes really, really fast. When we think a negative thought, a signal will be sent to our heart, and a feeling of preoccupation or worry will kick in, or fear. Then a signal will be sent back to the mind, producing another thought that it will be most likely even more negative than the previous one, sending a signal to the heart and letting us feel even more sad or more preoccupied or more concerned. And that goes on and on. And if we do that, we are going to feel, obviously, like the right icon, sad, yeah, or worry. We are in that monkey mind. When that happens, our energy goes down. We don't feel like doing things. Our immune system also goes low. We can get sick. We can create sickness. And we are taking away joy from the present moment because we are here with our body, but in our mind, we are somewhere else. We are pondering. We are wondering about something else. Also, we are affecting other people. Even though they cannot read our mind or how we feel, they're going to feel our energy. And that is important. However, this conversation can be totally different, and instead of a negative one, can be a positive one. So when we face the unknown with an open heart and with an open mind, we start producing positive thoughts. And for every positive thought, we are sending a signal to the heart, letting us feel motivated, enthusiastic. We feel like doing things. And from the heart, we send another signal to the mind that it will most likely create another positive thought, sending a signal to the heart and letting us feel even better. So that conversation is a good one, letting us feel good, that our state of being improves. When that happens, our immune system is up, we don't get sick, and we are fully engaging with the things we are doing right now. So if you are camping and playing tennis, you are there and you are not worrying about something else. And you're also passing on the energy, the positive energy that you have with others. Now, how do we go from a monkey mind negative talk to a positive one? How do we go from the first to the second? Something that has helped me is yoga, meditation, and mindfulness. I don't have time today to talk about these techniques because we only have 18 minutes, but have you ever heard about meditation, mindfulness? Yeah? So I want you to do an experiment right now. Step back and think, and see your thinking. Are you aware of what you are thinking right now? Maybe you are thinking about what I'm saying, or you are thinking about dinner. But there is an awareness that is the watcher and that is aware of what you are thinking, right? Yeah, so that is an important thing. Mindfulness and meditation are based on that. You become a watcher, so you are not anymore living what you are thinking, the stories you are telling yourself, and what you are feeling. All of a sudden, you are detached and you gain control of your mind. You find a space of calmness and peace where you can actually choose what you want to be thinking. You start choosing to generate positive thoughts, empowering affirmations that allow you to do the things you love. When you are in that mind frame, you are able to get out there and manifest your passions. Do what you love. You choose, and you can be in that mindset. Something I wanted to talk to you about today is what we call the comfort zone. And we all heard about the comfort zone. And it's comfortable because the word says that it's comfortable, but that doesn't mean that it's good for us. We stay in what we know, in our habits, because it's comfortable. We may want to do things in a different way or try something new, but we stop ourselves because of the monkey mind, because we are listening to that negative chattering. I give you a few examples. We may stay in relationships that are not good for us because it's comfortable. Maybe we are afraid of being alone, or we don't know we are going to find a new partner. We stay in our hometown, not just because we love our hometown, but it's because you don't know if you're going to manage in another country. They speak a different language. It's completely different. You're scared. So we keep ourselves in situations, or we don't try something new because we are afraid. The other day, I went for lunch with a friend of mine. She's a lovely girl, and she's working for a very well-known international brand. But she's not enjoying her job anymore. So she started this online course in natural cosmetics. She's doing something that she really loves, and she wants to start her own business, her own brand. But soon after, she expressed her doubt. She's not sure if the logo is good enough. She doesn't know if the company name is good, if the product is going to be competitive, or if she's going to be making enough money. And those are all reasonable question marks and valid doubts. But I wonder how much time is going to take her to do what she loves. How long is it going to take her to start manifesting her passion? And this is not the first time I heard this story. Friends, students, and clients in other countries, from other backgrounds, find themselves in similar situations. They feel something inside. They really want to do something with what they love, but they stop themselves because of self-doubt. Because what is going to happen next? And what if I cannot manage? And I have been also in that situation. And something that really helped me, and that still helps me today, is we have one life. I mean, if you are religious or if you are Buddhist, maybe we are going to be reincarnating in another body. But in this body, like I am right now, I have one life. Steffi, one life. That's what I tell myself. And I don't know if I'm going to last 20 years, 30 years, or 60 if I keep being healthy, hopefully. Yeah. But I want to make the most out of this. I really don't want to have regrets, because we all deserve to have a full life where we can manifest our passions, where we do what we love. 6 years ago, I used to live in the Netherlands, in that rainy country in Holland. I love Holland, though. I live in Amsterdam, and I work as a producer in an advertising agency, and I used to work part-time as a spinning instructor, and I also did life coaching. My life was busy and hectic, and from the outside, you could even say it was rich and great. But something was lacking inside. I was lacking meaning. I knew that my heart's calling was in teaching, in coaching, in making a difference in people's lives. However, I was spending a lot of time in the office, working behind the computer, and talking to clients, doing things that were not meaningful to me. Also, I was afraid of traveling on my own. I mean, I traveled the world, but not on my own. And that's because, one of the reasons is because I'm afraid of flying. Yes, I'm still afraid of flying. I get sweaty hands, and I get pretty shaky and very nervous when I'm up there and the plane is turbulent. So I end up maybe calling the stewardess or even holding the hand of my next passenger or of my neighbor. And I really mean it. At that point in my life, I really wanted to travel, but that was in my head, and it was stopping me. At one moment, I decided to put a dot. I quit my job, and I thought, I'm going to do this. I'm going to leave this job that I'm not enjoying, that is not fulfilling, and I'm going to go traveling. I stepped on a plane. I rented my house in Holland, and I went to India. I did a yoga teaching training in India, and after that, I went to Southeast Asia and Australia, traveling for about 8 months. It was amazing. I met beautiful people. I saw wonderful places, and I learned a lot. And it was good that I didn't plan anything in my return because I didn't really want to go back to Holland. I love Amsterdam, but it's rainy and it's gray, and that doesn't really fit me. I want to wear my flip-flops and my dresses. So I thought I'm going to live in Bali, and I'm going to teach yoga. And that's what I did. But of course, life is uncertain. So one day, I got a text message from my tenants in the Netherlands saying that they didn't want to pay the rent, that it was too high. I didn't quite understand because I was not making profit. They knew that. I was just covering my mortgage. I was confused, so I called them back, but they never pick up the phone. I called a few friends, and I ended up talking to a lawyer, a friend that is a lawyer, to find out that I was actually in trouble, and that in order to get my house back, I had to go back to the Netherlands. So I put everything on hold, I left everything in Bali, and I flew back to Holland. I stepped on that plane again, yes. And then, as soon as I landed, I went straight to my house, and I rang the bell. But nobody opened the door. I rang a few times, and nobody opened the door. So I decided to take the keys and open the door myself. But the locks were changed. So I panicked. My monkey mind went crazy. I totally lost it. And I went, not only one day later, what was going to happen in the future. It was a drama. I didn't have a job. I didn't have a house, and I didn't have much money in my saving account. The weeks to come were tough. I stayed at friends, and they were tough. But I was doing a lot of yoga and meditation at the time. And one day, I decided to surrender, to accept what was happening and embrace it, to believe that things were going to resolve one day. And things resolved. Things changed, and one day, I got back my house. Now, this was a tough experience. I won't deny it. It was difficult. However, it taught me insights that allow me to be where I am today. And some of these insights I want to share with you this evening. The first one is, no matter how much you plan, that life is going to throw you things, good and bad. It's going to surprise you, and you are never going to be ready for it. So it makes little sense to be in that monkey mind worrying about all kinds of things that may not ever happen. The second is to embrace, to accept, and to surrender to whatever comes on your path, to know that you can handle it. The third one is to believe in something bigger than yourself, to have faith. We all can do our best, but then you have to let go of the outcome and believe that things are going to unfold the way they're supposed to for your highest good. I never thought I would be living in Hong Kong, in Asia, making a living out of the things I love. I also didn't plan to be here with you this evening. But life is uncertain and therefore magical. When we keep an open heart, an open mind, and remind ourselves to keep a positive mindset, we can face anything, and life can bring amazing, amazing things. At the end of the day, the most important thing is to have a life with meaning, with purpose. Whatever that is, maybe it's to become a good dad, maybe you want to write a book, you want to travel the world, or you want to spend a lot of time with your family. Whatever that is, stay close to that truth. Do not let fears and insecurities talk you down. At the end, real success happens when you look back at your life and you don't have regrets. You know you have done your best. We all feel the fear, you and you and you and me, but we need to move beyond it. We need to move beyond it. And by following our passions, our dreams, and what we love, we can inspire others to do the same, so that together we break through fear and we create a happier world. Thank you. Thank you.